Jennifer Kennedy. I am a quilter. This is quilt 51 and 52. It depends on which one my baby sisters pick because they're twins. They were born in 1982. And I'm a little late on their baby quilts, but I'm going to give them to my mom tonight at karaoke. Well, okay, they won't be done by then, but I'll give them to her Monday when they're done. I'm going to start the next one too. It's going to be for Michelle at the thrift store because I've been promising her for way too long. So this one's done. I used used baby clothes to make it, and anything I had in my house. It has a pocket. It's really cool. You can put a bottle in there or whatever. It has a little girl on it. There's a little girl in this one too. If you see something on this one, it's most likely on that one. Rainbow is on both of them. I'm on my last patch here, and then I gotta make one right here. And to put a back on these, I can put a back on both of these tonight when I get home from the bar if I want to. If I want to stay up for 3 hours watching TV, I can put a back on both of them and hand sew it. It's easy. I can make 2 of these in a day, instantly. It would take me all day, but I could do it. That's how fast I am. So, I was molested in a shelter in 1990, Daybreak Shelter. I went there, I had a fat bloody lip, I was 16, I was on my period. When you get there, they even take inventory of your maxi pads, like jail. But I hadn't done anything wrong. I had to leave a bad situation, and I did. And I called for help, and no one would take me in. And I ended up in the shelter, and I had nobody, and I thought I was dead. And the detective who came to get my statement, his name is Donald or Ronald C. Piper. All these years, my mind won't let me know if it's Donald or Ronald. But he took me in the back room off the kitchen at the old Daybreak Shelter on Wayne Avenue to get my statement. And within that time he was back there with me, 20 or 30 minutes, he molested me. His hands were all inside my maxi pad. He stood me up. He made out with me. I was a virgin. He was the first man to ever kiss me that deeply and put his hands in my maxi pad. And he was there to take my statement on why I was so broken. I had a fat, bloody lip, and he was all inside of me, kissing my mouth so deeply. And then he handed me his card, a white card with a gold shield on it. And as soon as he handed me that card, I knew I was better than a detective. That's a lot to figure out when you're 16, don't you think? So I went upstairs to the room full of girls. And I was on the top bunk, and I'm afraid of heights. And the new girl, she was like, "Hey, new girl, you look like Barbie, you know that?" And I knew they were talking about me, because I just want to be a Barbie. So I could like even forget I was just molested downstairs for a minute if I even just had one fan in this world, really. And I knew I wasn't going to have nightmares that night. And then she said, "You know, the 99-cent kind that you get that nobody wants, and they fall apart when you try to play with them. You're that kind of Barbie. Kind nobody wants, the 99-cent kind that when you try to play with them, they fall apart." I'm not the kind of girl to fight. Those were bad girls in there, and I'm not a bad girl, so I just sat on my bunk and I thought, at least I'm a member of the Barbie family. You are a bunch of trolls. And I listened to a room full of broken girls who had been in fights laugh, and I knew I was better. So, we don't stop at that. We don't stop at that. There was a garden of land. Don't film it yet. There's a garden of land. More land than I grew up on. And the men had plowed it, and it was perfect. And they said, "It's too late in the season to plant. We're going to plant next year." And I looked at this land, and it was just perfect. And I'd never planted anything in my life except morning glories. And I had 40 vegetable seed packs. So, no, 20. I had 20. And so I tried. I took my shovel and I took out a row and I tried to put the seeds down, and then the cameraman's little girl and my son and a couple neighbor kids came over, and suddenly it was like I was teaching daycare again, and we were doing science, and they were just so pleased that I was allowing them to help me plant my garden. So I finally realized that a hoe is better to use than a shovel, and I just sat back and let the children plant it, and half the garden was done and all 20 packs of seeds were gone. And I'm like, I still have half a garden. So I went to Walmart and I got 20 more packs of seeds, and I brought them back, and those kids had planted the rest of the garden in 20 minutes. Kids planted that garden because grown-ups said it couldn't be done. It was too late in season. So we have pumpkins in the garden and corn. There's corn in there, so I won't go riding in there at night because I've seen children of corn. And I'm an Indian and I know what corn looks like. You don't know what's going to be going through there at night, which kind of teenagers with what kind of weaponry, and I don't go in there at night. But in the morning, I love that garden. The fairies are there and I give them quilts. They love them. Their wings are sparkly, and each one gets his new puff quilt every day, and he's happy and he smiles. Come see my pumpkin that grew in this garden. Isn't it cute? Look, kids planted it. But I am too powerful for this. This is my first garden. Look, I didn't weed it because I tried. I pulled up a lovely thing of peas, and I thought, I didn't even give peas a chance. I don't know the difference between vegetables and weeds. It's horrible. So then my son showed it to me, and it's wrong. Don't show it yet. It's bad. Okay, there's good gardens all around here. Nice, lovely ones where people just take care of them and tend them. My son showed it to me like 3 weeks ago, and I said, that's a pumpkin? As growing yet to be done? This thing would make Charlie Brown run! So I'm scared to death of the pumpkin. Here we go, we're going in. You might think it's planted, but it's actually planted. There's like, look at the bugs. Look, come and zoom up on the bugs living underneath there. See these creepy worms? They attack little girls in shelters and think they're gonna get away with it. But my daddy wanted me to have the biggest pumpkin ever my first time.